Alright, so we have a couple questions in 7.4. If a sample of a certain solution is determined to have a hydronium concentration, that's what this means right here, hydronium concentration 7.66 times 10 to the negative 13 moles per liter, what is its pH? Now if I click on pH, I can find this little formula here. So the pH is the solution, let me write it down here, negative log of the hydronium concentration in moles per liter. So it's given a hydronium of, let me write this down too, 7.66 times 10 to the negative 13. So what we have to do then is just find the pH, and they give us the concentration of hydronium. So we're just going to plug this into here. So the pH is negative log 7.66 times 10 to the negative 13. And if I get my calculator out here, I'm going to take negative log of 7.66 times 10 to the negative 13. And our pH is 12.1 because we round to the nearest tenth. 12.1. So it's a very basic. Yay. All right. Let's find another one like that. Okay, here's another one. And this time it tells you the pH. pH is 13.4. You have to find the concentration of hydronium. So we want our answer in scientific notation. We're going to round the significant, that's the first number in scientific notation, to 2 decimal places. So they give you the pH. You have to find this number inside here. So the pH is 13.4 equals negative log. I'm not going to write this big thing. I'm just going to write an X there because that's what we're trying to find anyways. So to solve this, I'm going to get rid of the negative by dividing both sides by negative 1. And remember what this is. This is log base 10. There's nothing there. And we can just rewrite this. 10 to this power equals that. So I'm just going to rewrite it without the logarithm. Now this is 10 to the negative 13.4 power. Okay, so this is scientific notation. This really stands for 3.98. I'm not going to use all this other stuff. This E means times 10, and that is the power on the 10. So that's the scientific notation of it. So I'm going to put in 3.98 times 10 to the negative 14. Okay. All right. Now, the next kind of questions here talk about decibels. So pH is based on a logarithmic scale, and so are decibels, the way you measure sound. So let's write down the formula for this. The formula for this, the decibel D equals 10 log of I over I naught, I sub 0. Now I sub naught, the I sub 0 there is the intensity of just discernible sound. They're going to give you that value. That's 10 to the negative 12 power. I is the intensity of the sound being analyzed. So this is what you can measure. You measure this intensity here. And then D is the decibel. So just for sake, 40 decibels, normal conversation. 80 decibels, heavy traffic. 120 is a loud rock concert, and 160 is going to make your ears bleed. So let's see if we can't figure this out. Given that I sub 0 is 10 to the negative 12, what's the intensity of sound for which the decibel level measures 112? So what they're giving me then, they're giving me this D value is 112. 10 times the log, and they told me this was 10 to the negative 12. So I need to solve for I here. To do that, I'm going to divide out this number up front first. It'll be 11.2 equals log I over 10 to the negative 12. Now remember what this is. This is log to the 10th power. So I'm going to rewrite this without the logarithm. 10 to that power equals I over 10 to the negative 12. And to get rid of that, you multiply both sides by 10 to the negative 12. So that cancels. Let's see. When you multiply things with the same base, you just add their exponents. That should be 10 to the 0.8. We'll calculate it just to make sure. I've been known to be wrong before. Be negative 0.8. Yeah, see, 15.15. All right. So they want me to round this to 3 decimal places. So you can just calculate this in your calculator. 0.1584, and then the 5. I'm sorry, the 8 just stays there. So that's our intensity level. Round off your answers to 3 decimal places. That doesn't seem right. Let's try it. Oh, cool. There was another one I skipped in there. Let's see if we can't get back to it. There's that hydronium question we just did. See, this question, they actually give you the sound intensity. It's the same decibel question, but this time they give you the I value. So the I value they give is 5,000. So this time we're going to use the same formula. They're asking for decibels this time. And it's still the same, 10 to the negative 12. I'm just going to type this straight into the calculator because it's just a regular old log. So 10 logarithm, I'm going to use a parentheses for my calculator, 5,000 over 10 to the negative 12. 156.9897. 156.9897. Can't remember what they said to round to. Nearest integer, so 157. There you go. That's how you do those questions.